Rahim. Assalamu alaikum, ladies and gentlemen. A very warm good morning and warm greetings for in advance for Eid ul-Adha next week. Uh, as you know, we are marking the 75th anniversary of our diplomatic relations between Pakistan and China. On this occasion, our two nations celebrate an enduring friendship and strategic partnership built on mutual respect, trust, and shared aspirations. This milestone stands as a testament to how both countries have consistently supported each other through challenges, strengthening a bond that remains a unique example of unwavering solidarity and fraternity in interstate relations. On this occasion, and in synchronization with this occasion, at the invitation of the Government of the People's Republic of China, Prime Minister Mohammad Shahbaz Sharif will undertake an official visit to China from 23rd to 26th May 2026. The visit of the Honorable Prime Minister assumes special significance as Pakistan and China commemorate the 75th anniversary of establishment of diplomatic relations. The visit will provide an opportunity to reaffirm the abiding strength of Pakistan-China all-weather strategic partnership and advance a shared vision of building an even closer Pakistan-China community of a shared future. During the visit, the Prime Minister will hold meetings with the Chinese leadership, including His Excellency President Xi Jinping and Prime Minister Li Qiang. The two sides will review bilateral relations, cooperation in political, economic, and strategic domains, with particular focus on the high quality development, trade, investment, industrial cooperation, agriculture modernization, information technology, science and technology, and people to people exchanges. The Prime Minister will begin his visit from Hangzhou in Zhejiang province, where he will chair Pakistan-China Business-to-Business Investment Conference on IT, telecom, energy storage, and agriculture. In Beijing, the Prime Minister will attend a reception hosted by the Chinese People's Association for Friendship with Foreign Countries to commemorate the 75th anniversary of our diplomatic relations. The visit is expected to further strengthen and deepen political trust, strategic coordination, expand practical cooperation, and consolidate the long-standing friendship between the two countries. In conjunction with this, as you know, a Chinese delegation led by Vice Chairman of the National People's Congress, Mr. Syed Fang, arrived in Islamabad on 20th May 2026 to participate in a commemorative activity marking the 75th anniversary. Yesterday, the visiting delegation called on the Prime Minister. You have covered the visit of the Chinese delegation as well as the ceremony yesterday to mark this important landmark. Ladies and gentlemen, Pakistan's effort for peace, dialogue, and lasting solution to the ongoing standoff in the Middle East and the Gulf region continued this week. Over the last week, the Prime Minister held two telephone conversations with the Amir of Qatar, His Highness Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani. Both sides exchanged views on bilateral cooperation and the evolving regional and international situation, particularly developments in the Middle East and Pakistan's led peace and de-escalation efforts. The two sides reaffirmed their shared commitment to dialogue and diplomacy as the only viable path to lasting peace and stability. The Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister Senator Mohammad Ishaq Dar has also remained actively engaged with his counterparts in line with our efforts of promoting peace and dialogue and pursuing diplomatic channels. On 18th May, the Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister held telephone conversation with Qatari Minister of State for Foreign Affairs Mohammed bin Abdul Aziz Al Khulaifi on the evolving regional situation and matters of mutual interest. on 17th May, the Deputy Prime Minister, Foreign Minister spoke with the Egyptian Foreign Minister Badr Abdullateh on the evolving regional situation and ongoing multilateral engagements. And on 16th May, he held telephone conversation with the Uzbek Foreign Minister, Bakhtiar Saidov, on bilateral relations and regional developments. The Minister of Interior, Mr. Mohsen Naqvi, undertook two important visits of Iran this week. On 16th May and later on the 20th May, he held important meetings with the Iranian leadership, which you covered extensively. On 17th May, ladies and gentlemen, there were two drone attacks, one on Saudi Arabia and the other on the United Arab Emirates. Pakistan condemned both the attacks and expressed full solidarity with the two brotherly countries and their people. With respect to the UAE attacks, let me underscore that any deliberate targeting of nuclear facilities constitute a grave violation of international law, including the international humanitarian law, the United Nations Charter, the principles and decisions of the International Atomic Energy Agency. Nuclear installations must never be targeted under any circumstances, and we hope that this tragic and grave incident will not recur. The government and people of Pakistan, ladies and gentlemen, moving on to Jammu and Kashmir, the government and people of Pakistan this week pay rich tribute to Shaheed Mirwais Maulvi Muhammad Farooq and Shaheed Abdul Ghani Lone, who were martyred by the Indian occupation forces on 21st May 1990 and 21st May 2022 respectively in the Indian illegally held Jammu and Kashmir. Both these leaders were martyred with a 12 years gap, but on the same day. The anniversary, we remembered the sacrifice and victims of the 70 innocent Kashmiris who were also martyred, who were carrying the coffin of Mirwais Maulvi Muhammad Farooq, and were indiscriminately martyred by the Indian occupation forces. Pakistan salutes the courage of Shaheed Mirwais Maulvi Muhammad Farooq and Shaheed Abdul Ghani Lone, and countless Kashmiri martyrs who have laid down their lives in pursuit of their inalienable right to self-determination. May Allah bless them all with exalted place in Jannatul Firdaus. Ladies and gentlemen, the lack of accountability for the gruesome killing of innocent Kashmiris and their leaders remain a festering injustice and a chilling example of the brazen impunity that defines the deplorable human rights situation in the Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir. As we honor the invaluable sacrifice of the innocent Kashmiris today, we also call upon the international community, the international human rights organizations, and particularly the United Nations and its human rights mechanisms to take cognizance of the dire human rights and humanitarian situation in the Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, hold India accountable for its reprehensible conduct, and ensure a just solution to the Jammu and Kashmir dispute in line with the relevant UN Security Council resolutions and the wishes of the Kashmiri people. Ladies and gentlemen, this week you must have followed the news of Israeli assault against the global Sumud flotilla, a peaceful humanitarian initiative aimed at highlighting the humanitarian plight of the Palestinian people. Pakistan issued statements on this matter, both in our national capacity as well as part of the group of 8 countries. We are gratified that all detainees, including Mr. Saeed Eidi, have successfully arrived in Istanbul, and we would like to thank the efforts of the government of Turkey in this regard. Ladies and gentlemen, this week the Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister received a delegation of senior Bangladeshi civil servants under the Pakistan-Bangladesh Knowledge Corridor Initiative. The delegation was visiting Pakistan for a 3-week program at the Civil Services Academy in Lahore, marking an important milestone in the bilateral exchanges. And finally, ladies and gentlemen, this week we held the 16th round of Pakistan-Russia Consultative Group on Strategic Stability. This was on 18th of May in Moscow, and I was privileged to lead the Pakistani delegation to this important annual consultations, whereas the Russian side was led by Deputy Foreign Minister Sergei Ryabkov. Both sides, we held detailed consultations on international security, global stability, issues relating to arms control, disarmament, and non-proliferation. The meeting reflected convergence of views on key matters on global stability and arms control, and we agreed to enhance cooperation on the international forums, and it was agreed that the next round of this consultative group meeting will be held in Islamabad in 2027. Pakistan and Russia issued a joint press statement on this occasion, which I'm sure you all covered. With this, I thank you for participation, and I'll open the floor for question answers.